you interviewed Diddy 10 years ago about his legacy. I want to play a quick soundbite of that. Take a look.
I feel that you're someone that's not only concerned with what's happening right now, but with your legacy as well. What is the legacy that you're looking to leave behind?
That I changed the world and I have fun doing it.
Okay, Vlad, I need to ask you when we come back after the break, if you think Diddy is headed the way of R. Kelly or Michael Jackson, or if he might actually be able to rehabilitate like Johnny Depp or Robert Downey Jr. Vlad's going to be right back with that answer after the break. I'm back live now with DJ Vlad, who is the creator and CEO of Vlad TV, and basically the king of all knowledge when it comes to leaders in journalism covering the hip hop industry. And that's not hyperbole. I mean, you really are sort of the North Star when it comes to being in the know, which is why I wanted to have you on tonight. Generally speaking, where are we? I'm confused as to why there'd be this extraordinarily public dual raid and conversations that Diddy was having with authorities, as his lawyers say, and there's no indictment today. Where are we and what do you see happening?
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, when it comes to law enforcement, it's really run by the media. I have, actual security guards who are, for example, NYPD, and they tell me that every morning the lieutenant comes in, looks at the front page newspaper, sees what the media is covering, and then they'll go after those cases. The more high profile, the better. So obviously Diddy's been extremely high profile for the last few months, from the Cassie lawsuits to the 5 other lawsuits he's dealing with the Jane Doe here, with the man here, with all types of details in the Cassie lawsuit that everyone got to see. So obviously law enforcement is
Vlad,
going
that's the same thing, right? That's the same thing that happened to R. Kelly.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It started with lawsuits, right? And then these people who filed lawsuits against R. Kelly, the feds got involved and they actually, put them under subpoena and they got testimony and they found evidence. So the word that we're getting is that they're using the same blueprint. So are you, and the other question I want to ask you about is people like Meek Mill, who are so close to Diddy, will there be any, and you're smiling, so what are the consequences here? What's the involvement? What's the potential for people like Meek?
Yeah, I mean, Meek Mill got dragged into that lawsuit. He was named as one of the people in the lawsuit, along with, I believe, some gay allegations. And then, you start to see all these old pictures. There's like a picture of Meek Mill and Diddy wearing matching outfits, which looks a little crazy. And Meek Mill went on a whole, Twitter tirade saying that he's into women, he doesn't like men. So, but a lawsuit can be filed by anybody and essentially say anything. And yes, with the R. Kelly case, there was a bunch of civil lawsuits, but let's not forget what really triggered it was Surviving R. Kelly. It was an extremely popular documentary that was aired. There was even a part 2 that was made. And, essentially, it didn't seem like anything new really happened from the time of his first criminal case that he ended up beating to when he actually got convicted, except for there was just way more media attention. And ultimately, when you have a lot of negative media attention, this is what happens. And this is, you first start with the civil suits, and it leads into criminal situations. Sometimes, you've seen it with R. Kelly.
And important to say, it can also unearth a lot of evidence and witnesses who testify under oath. So it's not just that the feds love the media. It can really yield some results. Another quick question about the Locks and Mace. They've complained that, about Diddy's business relationship with them. They said they've been exploited. Are people like the Locks and Mace and others who've been, say, blacklisted? I know you've tweeted about that in the past. Are they going to now pile on and open up the floodgates for whatever they've witnessed at any of the fun and party and games that they've been a part of since the 90s?
Yeah, I mean, you've always heard a lot of stories, but at the end of the day, blacklisting gets thrown around as such a haphazard matter. And a lot of times it's a person's lack of talent or their lack of hard work to actually achieve what they want in their career. And it's easy to point the finger at someone and say, oh, well, I'm not successful because I got blacklisted, because I got, some shadowy figures are making sure that I'm not successful. But you've seen time and time again in entertainment, if someone's really, truly talented, no matter what they go through, they can come back and still do well. Like, for example, Kanye West has the #1 song in the country right now after doing a bunch of outrageous behavior and losing essentially every corporate deal, only to come back and have an independent album to go #1. Right? I mean,
Yeah,
the song is
it can
#1.
happen.
He's only had about two other
Yep.
#1s in his career, and this is with
No,
huge
you're right.
labels behind him, Universal Records pushing him, multi-million-dollar videos, et cetera, et cetera. He's doing all this on his own, and he has a #1 record because ultimately there's a talent level behind it. So a lot of times,
Which is why, I was just going to say, which is why we're so curious about what the legacy of Diddy's going to be. I'm flat out of time, but can you come back, because I just sense we're at the tip of the iceberg here, and I know there's a lot still to come, and I would love to get your reflections as things develop. DJ Vlad, thank you so much for this.
Shout out to Vlad TV, man. I ain't gonna lie, Vlad he be speaking on fact. Not only that, but shout out to Truth. Truth is in the building. Y High's in the building, and April Carter.
Shout outs to Baltimore finest. Baltimore, be more blocks. Shout outs to
Wow, April
Baltimore.
Carter. April Carter in the building.
Shout
That's
outs
why
to
I know
April
we
Carter.
made it big when April Carter's in the building.
April
But go
Carter.
ahead, King. She in the building. Go right ahead, King.
Shout outs
You'll
to
take on
April.
Vlad TV.
Now hold
DJ
on now. I see
Right.
April Carter has a GD behind her name. What does that mean, April?
I don't know. She'll let you know.
Hey, April, I hope you're not throwing pitchforks. Please don't tell me you're throwing pitchforks, April.
April's on my side. April's on
She's
my
on your
side.
side? Okay.
Yeah.
Because when I see that, I start to get scared a little bit. You know what I mean?
Go.
Yeah. So shout outs to Vlad for giving a truly even response. Nothing good, nothing bad. And this is how we're supposed to talk. He shows you a template on how to do media where it doesn't feel like he's favoring anybody. You know what I mean? He spoke so well and eloquently where he's actually addressed the topic, but doesn't bash the person at the same time, and also gives the person a little bit of leeway, like, hey, those are just allegations. You know what I mean? And then he goes on this tirade. He even bigs up Kanye. And mind you, here's the thing. That's a lot for him to do because Vlad is Jewish. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah. Yep.
And he's went through this tirade with the whole Jewish thing. So, you know what I mean? We got to give Vlad credit on that. Shout outs to Vlad TV for that.
No, because Black TV, he understands the media. He
Yeah.
understands the media and he understands them playing the narrative. That's what he kept saying. Like, people say Kanye West is going to be down. Look at Kanye West. Like he said, he got a, remember I stated that before. I said Kanye West got a #1 single out right now. The record label are still pushing him to sell records and still. That way he's upset. He's like, hey, they pushing me, but at the same time, I'm not able to rent venues. I should be able to rent venues because now they pushing me forward. So he understands that. And I ain't that about someone like DJ Black who have interviewed so many people in the rap game, from the Locks, from Maze, Nas, all of them. He interviews all of them. And then that's why he's able to give you a take like, hey, you understand how the media will paint a narrative about you, but at the same time, all of these stuff is just allegations. Like I keep saying, you and I keep saying the same thing. Everything about P. Diddy, he have not been found guilty yet. It's just
No.
all allegations. So it's
Sugar,
okay for him to be outside. It's allegations.
basically, it is. He's living his life. Listen, if that guy who said, "Hey, look who I just seen," he would have just said, "Diddy, you." They even know it's bullshit. Real people who get money, like yeah, they just sending allegations to my guy.
And not only that, but the situation with P. Diddy and R. Kelly had a videotape out. That was his downfall. P. Diddy